It would do everything we could to be there at a time like that church shooting in Sutherland, Texas, or at the MGM in Las Vegas. We'd be there. Believe me, we'd be there. God knows we would too. So, good and decent, upright men that will give their lives in service to the innocent, it's not their fault. If getting a good education, quote, is the answer to all of our problems, who would do all those jobs that are imperative to the welfare of society that require little or no education? I mean, please, in an honest discourse, conversation, debate, let's ask those questions. It's not. We can't have all the we all can't have the job we want. If we all want to be pro baseball players, we can't do it. There's only so much room for those jobs. And it's like that with every job. So, but let's ask, do we need truck drivers? Do we need people working at the grocery store? Do we need these jobs that have no status at all, that pay minimum wage often? So you got to go get subsidies, welfare subsidies from the government just to survive on these jobs. It's so stupid that people don't get this. God, I want people to get this. If we all had PhDs and master's degrees in our chosen field of interest, does that in any way negate the fact that we need people picking your strawberries? Do we have machines that can do that? Maybe someday we will. Good. Good. That's what the technology is supposed to do. Take away jobs that we don't want to do. You think it's easy to plow a field with an ox and a plow? Aren't you glad we have harvesters and one farmer can grow food for thousands of people? Whereby even a couple hundred years ago it wasn't like that at all. This is good. Technology advancements are good. These came from God. It's a good thing. He wants us to use the wherewithal that he granted, he gave us. Do it. Make your life easier. Take care of the world. Have a superfluity. He wants us prosperous and safe and secure. And he wants us to have all good things. Above all, the freedom. He wants us to have freedom. That's logical. That's reasonable to assume about an all-good God. The EVO, also known as the NWO, the New World Order, is nourishing, promoting wanton madness since, well, only God knows when. These people have been at it a long time. Remember, the same mentality, the same caliber for thousands of years. Same ugly, bad actors are at the top, pulling the strings. And among them, a lot of these top politicians, I'm telling you, any of those people that voted for that bailout of '08, that's the majority, the vast majority. And this is how they get a critical mass that has nothing to do with the democracy or popularity or majority or any of that crap. We, the people, have not gotten our way. In light of the fact that we're all here for just a relatively brief time, can we at least try to show a modicum of kindness toward one another? Imagine a paradigm whereby we humans are handed at birth our fair share of wealth inherent in this planet. Would that be a, quote, radical state of affairs for humanity? Not to me. Not knowing the God of the Bible, it certainly wouldn't be. It has nothing to do with religion. When I talk about God, I mean, I respect the Jews, I respect the Muslims. I mean, even if they're wrong about their faith, look, you still got to respect the fact somebody believes what they believe, that they're devout, okay? So they're trying to be holy, they're trying to be godlike, you know. So religion that's a non-issue. They try to accuse Jesus of being religious like it was a bad thing because you're a legalist. You're sticking to traditions of men and all this kind of crap. Okay, when he wasn't going to be stereotyped and pigeonholed. He wasn't taken, and neither am I. God is God. God is the cosmic owner, sole proprietor of the universe and all that is contained therein. That's it. He's the creator of all things, owner of all things. So, you know, the idea that he wants us to be born with equal access to the wealth that is inherent in the planet, that to me is not radical at all. That's 100% wholly reasonable and logical to assume that about an all-good God that doesn't play favorites, that doesn't discriminate. If one believes that some degree of inequality is okay, by default, one gives license to those who believe all inequality should be tolerated. Yeah, that's what I mean about no standing. I mean, people got to figure this out. This business about inequality. I'm not talking about losing your individuality. It had nothing to do with it. I'm not talking about making everybody poor either. That's nothing. No. That's what fascism and communism, totalitarian authoritarianism, statism, and draconianism, all that crap. That's what that brings you. Crony capitalism, too, included in there, is a bad thing. Creates wealth disparity. Is a pyramid scheme. Cannot work indefinitely. If one is not a godly person, then by default, they are an ungodly person. So it has nothing to do with religion. I didn't say if one isn't a religious person, that they're an irreligious person. Okay, if religion is a good thing, fine, I'll accept it. But if you're trying to define it as something bad, then no. Those are religious radicals that would murder people, okay, under the name of this or that. Yeah, and I guess it has been happening with Islam a lot more, but maybe they've been picked on more through history. I don't know. But they've got, suicide bombers. You've got to respect a suicide bomber. Even if it's just a demon-possessed human being that believes so much what they believe, they just have this hatred that overcomes it. They got to kill people even if they kill themselves. I mean, I don't know. It's demon possession. I don't know how else to explain that kind of stuff under the name of religion. But God isn't going to accept it. You're not going to tag that on to God and say, oh, well, it was because of God I did this. Allah told, no. Bull. God ain't buying that crap. And neither am I or any thinking human being. Innocent people. Oh, yeah, that's God's will to kill innocent people that didn't do anything to you. Being that we are born on planet Earth, that we accept that we're born beholden to the money masters of misery, dictating an innocuous sounding tax known as a cost of living tax. But if we are born on a planet all our own, we are born free. Yeah, what if we all were born on a planet all by ourselves? Then, who's going to tell us what's ours and what's not? Epiphany. Just as Tesla proved that there exists in our atmosphere ubiquitous perpetual electricity, so too I can prove that there exists ubiquitous perpetual wealth. Maybe I'm like a Tesla of economic principles. Well, we do have a commonality. I have a commonality with Tesla. My mother's maiden name was Restovich, so I am half. Both her parents were Dalmatian, Slavic blood. So I share Slavic blood with Tesla. So maybe I'm more like Tesla than I realize, but I'm pretty out there. I mean, a lot of people think the stuff I talk about, oh, well, this guy just doesn't want to tweak the system a little. No. You're right. We need sea changes, man. We need a reset of economic reality in this country. Even though I am certain that all those working within the criminal industrial complex, basically that's all of it, this all the entire complex together as one monopoly, the criminal industrial complex, that's the establishment, are made relevant through persistent social, political, and economic chaos. I also believe most of these aforementioned folks, particularly those on the front line of societal ills, aka the police, sheriffs, etc., would like us all to learn how to police our own damned selves. That's right. That's why I respect law enforcement. I think most of these are good, decent, upright people in law enforcement. And so, I think they would like it if we could just, especially domestic stuff. They don't want to come out to these. These are the most dangerous things these guys go out to, these domestic violence calls. I mean, if anything is going to rile the passions, it's, it's a fight between a husband and wife sort of situation. Let's put it that way. At the end of the day, my prayer is simply to be happy and free. And what I then realize is this pursuit of happiness through freedom is that we don't go it alone, that we all must make a valiant, concerted, honest, sincere, noble attempt to share these lofty values and also pursue them. While I refuse to name names, I feel compelled to ask why some people are uncomfortable, dislike, or outwardly or are outwardly disturbed by this wholly reasonable question: whose planet Earth, is this?